yes, within a day, you can fly over 1,000 people. Who is eating or chewing this money, this balance? That's where I want. So the committee can do better by probing even more to find out the details, who is spending what and how much, and who is. With these remarks, Your Honor, first, second Deputy Speaker, I would like to thank you on behalf of the people of Lilongwe Nyanja constituency for honoring us with this submission. May you save this nation much better than what we're doing now using this. Thank you so much, Your Honor, first Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Deputy Leader of the House. Honorable Deputy Leader, try to. Oh, sorry. Try to place it again. Honorable Deputy Leader, you have the floor. Thank you.
Honorable Deputy Speaker. I want to guide the honorable member who has just resumed his seat that this is a report from a committee, and indeed, as we speak now, repatriation is taking place. The 24 billion hasn't been exhausted. It is a budget. It is a budget. And I know that he is a graduate from the best university in the country. And he should have appreciated these things. Huh? So, be patient, be patient, be patient. I would want to assure the House.
The Chair, Honorable Deputy Leader.
Deputy Speaker, I would want to assure this House that this is a report from the committee. It looked at the budget, it looked at what is happening. There is still more work in progress, and surely at the appropriate time. And he is the chair of Public Accounts Committee. The government of His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika is a clean government, and everything we run it openly. And this is the spirit that we encourage. He's the chair of Public Accounts Committee. He's at liberty at any time to actually investigate and actually to call for reports. But just for this particular purpose, this is a budget. 24 billion is a budget. It's not active. I submit. Thank you. No inquiries. No inquiries. I am not advocating for any inquiry because no inquiries. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Leader. Honorable Member for the Zagasina, are you sitting at your designated seat? I'm not giving you the floor, Honorable, but I'm just asking you to go back to your seat, because you will notice that the people in the front seat, they don't make noise. Front seat people, they don't make noise. Please, please. The chair has not been communicated that the Zagasina will be sitting on that seat up until we wait for that communication from the leader or the whip. It will be respected. I rule you out of order, Honorable Member for the Zagasina. I now recognize the Honorable Commissioner disconnected you because I wanted to get space for the Honorable Deputy Leader. You have the floor, Honorable Commissioner.
Thank you so much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the people of Zingwangwa Blantyre Soches and Ngwangwa constituency to contribute to the report. I'd like to recommend the chair for a well-presented report. Also, to commend the efforts that are being put in place to make sure that our brothers and sisters who are going through a crisis in South Africa are brought back home safe. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, listening to the chair present the report, the people of Soches and Ngwangwa have noted several measures that have been put in place to ensure that those who are back home are supported, but also observations have been made to the extent that some of those who have arrived home safe are facing challenges. And Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I think it is in the best interest of all of us as a House, but also as a nation, to ensure that there's a smooth transition of those who are coming back home. And I've got few recommendations or suggestions that maybe we should consider as a House. But I'm Second Deputy Speaker, 38,000 Malawians who are coming back home. Most of them, this was unexpected, all of them rather. And according to MRA exemption regime for returning residents, for instance, if I'm not mistaken, it's CPC 430. It touches on returning citizens who have stayed abroad for a specified period of time. And when they have a motor vehicle coming back, they are allowed, if they meet the requirements, they are allowed to have their vehicles duty-free. Most of these Malawians who are coming back, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, they had businesses, some were working, some had property, significant property. The people of Soches and Ngwangwa constituency would like to urge the Minister of Finance, to consider waiving some of the tax requirements that might be there for returning citizens who've got property. We have a task to ensure that some of these are supported to be independent. Some have got cars, 2 tons, some have got lorries, some have got property that they can liquidate when they are back home. Some have got property they can use to start something and, stand on their 2 feet. So this is something the Minister of Finance can also consider through MRA. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, thank you for giving the people of Soches and Ngwangwa constituency a chance to comment on the committee report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member, who is also our Commissioner. Before I recognize you, our former Vice President of this Republic, allow me to make 2 announcements. The first announcement is that the Office of the Speaker wish to inform the House that we have received visitors from various institutional integrity committees who came to attend a workshop which was organized by the Institutional Integrity Committee of Parliament of Malawi under the theme Institutional Integrity Challenges, Stay True to Your Values in a Culture of Pressure. The representatives are from the following institution: Smallholder Farmers Fertilizer Revolving Fund of Malawi, Mzuzu University, Mberwa District Council, National Statistical Office, Malawi Police Services, Central Medical Stores, Lilongwe Water Board. The workshop was facilitated by Professor Chiwoza Bandawe. May I request Professor Chiwoza Bandawe, together with the members from various institutional integrity committees, to rise for the honorable members to see you. Thank you so much. Welcome to Parliament of Malawi, and thank you so much for coming to observe our deliberations. Thank you. The second announcement, honorable members, is that in the gallery we have students from Jampoyo Primary School. These are students from Nchisi Central East. May I ask our students from Jampoyo Primary School to rise so that your members of parliament should see you. Thank you so much, our respective students, for visiting. The Honorable Lady MP from Nchisi Central East, would you please wave your students? Thank you so much for bringing those students. They are futures of members of parliament for this republic. I now recognize the honorable former Vice President of this Republic of Malawi for contribution on the report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. I rise in support of the report ably tabled by our Vice Chairperson. Deputy Speaker, on the onset, let me declare my interest that amongst the people that are being repatriated, I have some relatives and a lot of people coming from my constituency, as well as many constituencies here. To start with, let me commend the government through the Minister of Foreign Affairs for championing this activity. Through you, let me also commend the Minister of Finance for providing the resources so that this exercise has actually started very well. Deputy Speaker, I have 2 or 3 comments to make. To start with, I want to mention here that Malawians are hard-working people. Their stay in South Africa, both on their own and on their workplaces, they are trusted people. As a result, there are a lot of people who feel jealousy towards fellow Malawians. Deputy Speaker, in their own wisdom, Malawians who are there, they have also accumulated wealth, which makes most of the people there jealous with them. As a result, when they are being chased, they are leaving a lot of their wealth in that particular country. Deputy Speaker, apart from what my able chairperson has actually proposed, is it not possible that apart from the buses that are being provided, can they not provide some 30-ton trucks also to carry with their belongings? Because what is happening is that they are leaving everything, and those Dudula people and the like, they're having a free flow on every Katundu that a Malawian had worked for. It is my wish that people should also come back with their own Katundu. Secondly, let me also, through you, ask the Minister of Foreign Affairs that the negative publicity that is being championed on the social media, it is not because our officers in the Malawi High Commission or Consulate are failing to do the job. No, they are overwhelmed with the work. My proposal, if possible, through the Minister of Foreign Affairs, is maybe to dispatch a few officers from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to go and help in registration and making other logistic arrangements, because the staffs that are there are not enough. As you can see that this is just an emergency, no one was prepared for this. Lastly, let me also ask my honorable colleagues to feel sorry and to sympathize with Malawians. Imagine someone may have worked there for about 5-10 years, and you are only coming back with whatever you are carrying. To me, I feel very sorry. Lastly, Deputy Speaker, through the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I want also to continue asking you, please do not tire, continue negotiating in your diplomatic efforts, because the numbers that we are talking about here are not enough. There are many, many more Malawians in South Africa that would require the assistance. But if we leave them like this, Deputy Speaker, most of them will come in our coffins. With these remarks, I want to say I support the report as tabled by my Vice Chairperson. Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable former VP, who is also a member for Nzimba South. I now recognize the Honorable Member Nzimba Southwest. I now recognize the Honorable Member for Mwanza Central. Honorable Member, you have the floor.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. My fellow honorable colleagues have already said much on the report. Allow me also to thank the member for presenting such an elaborate report in the House. My interest, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, is to look at the root cause of the problem that we have. We have a lot of our young men and women going to other countries. They risk a lot. If you see how our brothers travel to South Africa, they really sacrifice and they take a lot of risks to get to South Africa, and to see that they come back home the way it is happening now, it's very sad. But as members of parliament, I believe it is our duty to look at the root cause. The root cause of the challenge that we have is that we don't have enough jobs for our youth and women. When you look at the jobs that they do when they go to South Africa, most of them, they are in tailoring, they do vending, they work in carpentry industries. We can create those jobs here, but we need to collaborate as the members of this House, and government must also consider this issue as an emergency, because we are just dealing with a symptom. We'll repatriate them, they will be here, but when things settle, they will go back to South Africa. Next year, we'll be dealing with the same problem. I think as we are dealing with this issue now, it is high time we consider creation of jobs as a priority. Therefore, on behalf of Mwanza Central and my party, UTM, I want to request government to sit, consider this issue as an emergency, and find a way on how we can create jobs for our young people in this country. With these few remarks, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I thank you for giving Mwanza Central an opportunity to put weight on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Leader of the House. You are standing.
Yes, I would like to beg that the debate on the report be curtailed in order for the chairperson of the committee to wind up. I beg to move.
Honorable members, there is a motion. The motion is to curtail the debate, to allow the honorable chairperson to wind up debate. Those of the opinion say aye. Those of the contrary say no. The ayes have it and the motion has been carried. Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. And through you, let me thank all honorable members that have contributed through their debate on this report. Just to pick out a few things out of the debate, and also to assure this honorable House and indeed the entire country, is to say that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in collaboration with other stakeholders, have successfully repatriated over 41,000 Malawians and are here back home at an estimated cost of 7 billion, thereby beating the budget that was presented to us by our stakeholders. Therefore, I want to assure Honorable Member for the Zakasina that the government has beat its own budget by making sure that more Malawians do come back home at a very manageable budget. But also to emphasize that in the budgets that were presented to us as a committee, it also included the welfare of those Malawians in South Africa and in transit and also upon arrival in the country. Therefore, the argument that it was not cost effective does not hold any water. With these few remarks, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg that the report be adopted. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Vice Chair. Honorable members, there is a motion. The motion is that the report be agreed to by the House. Those of the opinion say aye. Aye. Those of the contrary say no. Aye. The ayes have it, and the motion has carried. I see point of order from the people of Mulanje West. What has gone out of order?
Thank you so much, the Right Honorable Second Deputy Speaker. I'm not trying to reflect your chair, ma'am, but just to find out that is it in order that we are talking about the welfare of people, the Malawians who are coming from South Africa, without even giving a floor to a woman, because the women that are the ones who are suffering a lot. If one of the women were given a floor, would have said that since the government has got MADEF, where can't we find MADEF and empower the women who are coming from South Africa and give them something to do? But also, if a woman was given the floor, would have said, let the women who are at Mwanza be protected, because we hear about a number of the Ministry of Health losing a number of condoms at Mwanza. These are the women who are really suffering. And we are looking forward to see each and every social welfare officers to be at Mwanza to see that women and children are being protected. We don't mind about the money. What we are looking forward is to see that our people from South Africa to come back to Malawi. And we are looking forward, if one of the women was given a floor, is to ask the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Homeland and the the AU and the also United Nations to come in for lining up for the solidarity and the unity of these nations. We cannot be with diplomatic ties and see that our people, diplomatic ties are above here and the people down there are suffering. That cannot be on. So if some of these, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Security, and the security arm under the African Union to come in and help and see that the women are being protected. Thanks so much, Right Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member for Mulanje West. Just to inform members that the gadget is limited to 5 MPs, and when we have 5 of them already requested the floor, it does not give room for other members. So the chair is just following up according to the list of requests. So I hear you, Honorable Member. Honorable Deputy Leader of the House.
Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. I would like to move the House that we now tackle item F, Roman numeral V, which is 5, presentation of committee reports, and specifically this report is report of the Parliamentary Committee on Education, Science and Technology on their engagement with public universities in the country. I beg to move, Madam Second Deputy Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Leader. I think I take it as a guidance because we are already on the committee report. But I see Honorable Member for Nzimba South with a point of order. What has gone out of order, Honorable Member?
Mr. Second Deputy Speaker, thank you for giving Nzimba South to rise on point of order. I just want to say clarity through you, since this is the House of Records. At our committee international, it was reported that they will spend 25 billion, and by then they had only spent 700,000 plus. So I heard my chairperson, my vice chairperson saying government has spent 7 billion, which as a committee we didn't have that figure, and we had agreed that we will meet them again. So I wanted to find out, since this is a House of Record, where the 7 billion is coming from, so that I should be clear on that one. When he was finalizing, he mentioned the figure of 7
Honorable
billion.
Member for Nzimba South, we
7
have
billion.
already passed on that issue, so we cannot go back and start.
No, we are not going back.
If you are a member of the International Relations
No, I'm
Committee,
talking about the records, because the records will show 7 billion, which the vice chairperson has mentioned. That's where I'm worried to say, why should our records depict 7 billion when actually it is 700 million which they had spent at that particular time? Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I just want our records to be correct. If the government has spent 7 billion, it means our committee doesn't know that. So I wanted the records to be straight. Thank you so much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker.
thank you so much, Honorable Member. I still reserve my ruling because the issue has already been disposed of. I thank you.
Presentation of committee reports. Item 5, report of the Parliamentary Committee on Education, Science and Technology on their engagement with public universities in the country.
Honorable Chair of Education. Honorable Vice Chair of Education, you have the floor.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to present the paper standing in my name under item 2F5 of the order paper.
Sergeant at Arms.
Professor.
Muno Professor ni Mozi Ekaba. Anyamata ojia. Anyamata ambula. Prof jemwe ba. Tiki Professor kuno. My professor ain't that big, my doctor ain't that big.
Thank you. Honorable Vice Chair, do you wish to speak to the report?
Yes, Madam Second Deputy Speaker.
You have the floor to the dispatch box.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, it is a great honor for me to stand before this honorable House to present a report by your Committee on Education, Science and Technology upon assessing the status of public universities in Malawi and evaluate their performance in delivering high-quality education. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, education remains a single most powerful investment that any nation can make for its people. It is through the higher education that countries produce professionals in different fields, including entrepreneurs and policymakers who are crucial for the economic growth and the social transformation of a nation. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, through field visits and roundtable discussions, the committee engaged with the University of Malawi, UNIMA, Mzuzu University Mzuni, Mombela University, Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences MUBAS, Kamuzu University of Health Sciences KUHES, and Malawi University of Science and Technology MUST, to appreciate their challenges and assess the extent to which they are contributing to the national development. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee had set out to achieve the following objectives. 1, to assess the operational performance of public universities, evaluate the adequacy of infrastructure, staffing, and learning resources, examine ongoing development projects and institutional strategic direction, and finally, to identify challenges affecting the delivery of quality higher education and propose recommendations. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee was greatly impressed and encouraged by what it observed. Your committee found out that institutions were not merely teaching the students, but they were also conducting cutting-edge research, promoting innovation, and commercializing technology, which was directly contributing to the national development. These institutions, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, were increasingly positioning themselves as centers of excellence capable of transforming the country's economy. University of Malawi. At the University of Malawi, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee noted the good progress which was being made in terms of research, postgraduate education, international collaborations, and infrastructure development. Your committee learned that the university was attracting partnerships across the world and that it continued to implement research in climate change, governance, agriculture, water, and sustainable development. Your committee noted the ongoing infrastructure developments taking place at the university. For example, the committee appreciated the construction projects that included the new administration block, the teaching and learning complex, as well as the Center for the Resilient Agri-Food Systems. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee also noted the challenges the institution was facing. The committee noted that the institution had a serious challenge of infrastructure, with the increasing number of students being enrolled per academic year. For instance, the university was facing economic challenges as well as classroom space. The committee learned that the university had 1,200 bed spaces against a student population of over 15,000 students. Your committee also learned that government funding remained significantly below the university's actual requirement, despite the call being made to consider allocating additional resources. This, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, was negatively affecting the sustenance of quality education delivery at the institution, Mzuzu University. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee learned that Mzuzu University had also demonstrated remarkable progress since its inception. Your committee noted that the university had grown from 73 students to serving over 11,000 students, both local and international. The committee was impressed with the university's achievements, particularly with regards to the accreditation of academic programs, digital learning, research, and infrastructure development. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee noted that the Innovation Center, which was under construction, represented the future of science as well as technology and innovation in the country. Just like was the case with the University of Malawi, your committee, Madam Second Speaker, noted that the university was faced with same challenges in terms of accommodation and classroom space. Your committee also noted that there was a delay in the completion of the university project, and also the challenge of inadequate lecture space, and also there are bottlenecks to do with procurement processes, despite government having released funds for the project. Mombera University. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, upon visiting the Mombera University site, your commitment that the project was a government flagship investment in higher education. Your commitment that once the university was completed, it will specialize in animal science, especially veterinary sciences, as well as in mining and geosciences, which are important sectors in the economic transformation of this country. The committee noted that so far, only part of the perimeter fence had been constructed in a space of 10 years. It is against this background, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, that your committee would like to urge government and all concerned stakeholders to fast-track the construction of this flagship government project. Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee, upon visiting the institution, was impressed by the university's practical approach to innovation. Your committee was impressed with the agricultural mechanization unit, where farm equipment were being locally manufactured. These, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, have the potential of transforming the national agricultural sector industry by reducing the over-reliance on imported machinery. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the committee also appreciated the university's innovation pod, which was nurturing young innovators, supporting entrepreneurship, as well as converting ideas into practical products. The committee, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, also appreciated the mining and engineering department within the university, where it learned that research, consultancy, and commercialization were crucial to the positioning of the country, so that the country could benefit meaningfully from mining investment. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee noted that the university was not just a center of academic instruction, but also it was an engine of industrialization and of economic growth. But despite the progress made, your committee, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, noted that the university was facing several challenges, including procurement, where procurement procedures, licensing requirements were also delaying some projects. Kamuzu University of Health Sciences, KUHES. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, upon visiting the Kamuzu University of Health Sciences, your committee was equally impressed with the work the university was undertaking. Your committee noted that the university had established itself as one of Africa's leading research institutions, and that it was attracting substantial research funding. I think we're talking about Forex here. You are committed that the university had produced the country's first 10 locally trained dental surgeons and continues to expand its postgraduate medical education. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee learned that the university was planning to construct a teaching hospital and a pharmaceutical facility, which will help in strengthening medical training, improve specialized healthcare services, reduce dependence on imported medicine, as well as contributing to national self-reliance. Despite the noted progress, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee also noted the challenges faced by the university. For instance, the committee noted that the university was facing financial challenges in order to construct its teaching hospital and pharmaceutical manufacturing facility, which requires financial investment. These projects, once completed, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, will transform the country's healthcare delivery. Malawi University of Science and Technology. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee visited Malawi University of Science and Technology in Cholo. Your committee noted that the university was very determined in ensuring that research is being translated into industrial production. For instance, your commitment that the establishment of the industrial park, the pharmaceutical manufacturing plant, and technology transfer center office, and the teaching hospital was a clear demonstration that the institution was embracing innovation as well as delivering of national development. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee was also impressed by the progress being made with regards to the assembling of laptops and tablets and the development of pharmaceutical products and the promotion of community innovations. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee also noted the challenges the institution was facing in the course of exercising its mandate. For instance, the committee noted that the institution was also facing financial challenges which were negatively affecting the completion of critical infrastructure, including the industrial park, the teaching hospital, and science laboratories. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, having visited the aforementioned public universities, your committee noted that every institution was being innovative, was meaningfully contributing to the national development, and that every institution was faced with financial challenges owing to inadequate funding, as government interventions were failing because of inadequate funding. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee also noted the inadequate infrastructure resulting from the growing number of students enrolled into public institutions. This challenge, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, was also resulting in staff challenges. Your committee noted that the shortage of qualified academic personnel increased the workload and undermines research productivity. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, your committee noted that the procurement challenges faced by the institutions were resulting in delays in the completion of projects, leaving several strategic infrastructure projects incomplete despite funding being provided by government. Lastly, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the committee noted that all the institutions were faced with sustainability challenges due to heavy dependence on government funding. While fees still remained on the lower side, despite the actual cost of training of training students, I think just for a record, the fees were at 650,000. Government adjusted the fees to 1.3 million, but the actual cost of training a student ranged from 4 million to 5 million per student. So we are still subsidizing the fees which are offered by the students. Recommendations. Based on these findings, Madam Secretary Speaker, your committee recommends the following: strengthening research commercialization, supporting innovation and entrepreneurship, increase government funding and accelerate completion of ongoing infrastructure projects, recruitment of approved academic staff, improving student accommodation through public-private partnership, and a stronger collaboration between universities, government, and private sector so as to translate research findings into commercial products, employment opportunities, and economic growth. With these few remarks, Madam Second Deputy Speaker and the whole House, I beg to move that the House do consider adopting the report of the Parliamentary Committee on Education, Science and Technology on its engagement with public universities. I submit, and I thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Honorable Vice Chair of Education Committee. Any committee member to second the report? I now recognize the honorable member for Chikwawa East. You have the floor, honorable.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, it is a great honor for me to stand before this honorable House to second a report by your Parliamentary Committee on Education, Science and Technology upon assessing the status of public universities in Malawi to evaluate their performance in delivering quality education as ably presented by the Honorable Vice Chairperson. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, education is not a partisan issue. It is a national issue, as young men and women studying in our different universities come from our different constituencies. The decisions we make today in this honorable House, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, regarding higher education will shape the future of this country, even for the generations to come. It is for this reason, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, that I respectfully call on this honorable House to support the adoption of this report and, more importantly, to support the implementation of its recommendations. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the recommendations by your committee are practical. They are simply calling for increased investments, improved governance, stronger research and innovation, and better infrastructure. They are also calling for partnerships that will enable our investors to contribute more effectively to national development. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, as I conclude, I call upon this honorable House to remember that the students being trained in these universities will treat tomorrow in the different hospitals across the country. There will be engineers who will build our roads and offices. And yes, some will teach our children. Therefore, let us bear in mind that the decisions that we are making today will affect us tomorrow in one way or the other. With these few remarks, Madam Second Deputy Speaker and the whole House, I second the adoption of the report, including its recommendations, by the whole House. I submit and I thank you all for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member for Chikwawa East, for seconding the report. Honorable members, it's now 15:30. I now suspend the House to 16 hours for a health break. House suspended.